Hi everyone, my name is Tracy Chaikin, and I'm a master colored pencil artist here in California. For me, each piece of art is an opportunity to bring awareness to conservation of our planet and everything that exists on it. And my hope always is to inspire others so that everyone can participate in helping it flourish and thrive. Now, with that said, I'd like to share a few things that my family does to help conserve water and to protect this vital resource. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, what? We don't need to conserve water. Our planet is mostly made up of water. Well, that's true. 71% of our planet's surface is made up of water, but 96.5% of that are our oceans, and that's salt water. The remaining 3.5% of water sources only contains 1.2% of fresh water for the entire planet. That is what we need to sustain life. Now, the aim here for all water management is to maintain a balance between our usage of that fresh water and nature's ability to naturally replenish that resource. In fact, according to a recent study by the Environmental Protection Agency, by the year 2024, here in the United States, 40 out of 50 of our states will experience some sort of water shortage. And that's not that far away. So whatever we can do now to help ensure that this resource is around for generations to come, we definitely need to put into practice. So the first thing I'd like to share is our front yard. We are in the process of converting this into a drought-resistant garden. Now, our city actually has a plan in place called Cash for Grass. So, to help residents convert grass, water-hungry grass, into a drought-resistant property, and you can see we have all of our succulents and cacti just piled up right here in front of the house, ready to get planted, which is the next step. And so, in addition to that, we'll add some flowering shrubs. These flowering shrubs will help the bees and the local birds, hummingbirds. Everyone be win-win. We'll save water, there'll be food, and we'll be good to go. So another resource I would like to share with you is rain collection. There are all kinds of kits on the market, some small ones, some big ones. But if you're an avid gardener like myself, this is hugely beneficial and a fantastic way to help preserve this natural resource. So you can see here, I have a tank that I just happened to luck into finding and being able to bring home. And this is a 250-gallon water tank. And you can see here where my husband has put in a conversion kit into the drain pipe. So all the water from the roof goes into the drainage and feeds into the container. And the conversion kit is such that, once the tank is full, we can cap it off and it can go back into its regular downward motion into the ground. And this tank was even more cooler for us as we were able to get a conversion kit for a nozzle, and we can attach a simple garden hose and we can water our plants. The last method I would like to share with you today is how I water my plants. Now, back in the good old days, what they used to do back then were bury clay pots. Clay pots were porous, and that would seep slowly into the soil, and the roots would gravitate towards the pots, towards the water source, and everything would be good, and they would feed themselves. Since clay pots are expensive, and it's not an effective way to go, I chose to use water bottles. It gives me a way to keep these bottles out of landfill, possibly never getting recycled. It allows me to get that water directly to the source, to the roots, and I'm not losing any water to evaporation on the surface. It's a much more effective way for me to get the job done. I use less water, and my plants look fabulous. You can see here whether my plants are in the ground or in a pot. everybody gets a bottle. And the same thing with my vegetable garden. Whether I do 1 bottle per plant or I do 1 bottle in between 2 plants. As I said before, the roots will gravitate. Nothing is to waste. In fact, here's a quick slideshow of last year's vegetable garden, just in case you were thinking this wasn't a good way to water your plants. I hope you found this informational as well as inspiring. Thank you so much and have a fabulous Earth Day.